to a new episode of the Kelvis Podcast. Thank God for us being able to come back to you live one more time. So we're going to go ahead and get the preliminaries out the way tonight. Anything I say on my podcast, I stress anything I say on my podcast is for entertainment purpose only. I am not a marriage counselor. I'm not a financial advisor. None of those things, okay? And I stress that. And there's a purpose why I really stress that tonight. So let's just get into it, y'all. Welcome back, man. Listen, it's been last couple of days been busy for me on Fort Bragg, working hard, doing what we do, keep y'all people safe. So tonight I want to talk about, this is the topic for tonight. Listen to the message and do not idolize the person. So I'm going to take y'all to church for a minute, right? I'm from the country. Y'all heard me say many times before, I'm from Fayetteville, North Carolina, so I'm from the country. And you go to church, no matter what your religion is, and if you don't go to church, you have to listen to people, whether you listen to podcasts or sermon or whatever the case may be. And you listen, and he always got a subject. There's always a topic to whatever people are talking to you. You listen to motivational speakers, whatever. Well, I'm going to take you to church, though. So you go to church Sunday morning, the pastor get up there, do the singing and what we call inspiration and all that good stuff. And then the pastor come up there and he gives you a topic for that day, for that sermon, what God has laid on his heart to bring to his people. And whatever that topic is, that's where it comes from different chapters within the Bible. Or you might have a motivational speaker come to you, talk to you about just self-esteem or whatever the case may be. So a couple of days ago, about a week ago, I was here and I was looking at YouTube and I listened to Pastor Dr. Brian, and he talked about, I'm paraphrasing now, he talked about the Olympics, gold, silver, and bronze. Stay with me, because there's a powerful message I want to talk to y'all tonight about. It's going to be fun. I'm going to throw some jokes in here, but there's going to be some seriousness in this. Matter of fact, you know what I got to do. I'm a little thirsty, a little parched. Again, you got gold, you got silver, you got bronze in the Olympics. Whatever event that people participate in. There was a study done by, and I want to say it was Northwest University, that found that people that won bronze felt better than people that won silver, the silver medal. Reason being is that's second place. Gold is first place. But the people that won bronze felt good just being in third place. At least they were, as we say down in the country, at least you were among the numbers. So he goes on to talk about it. So I said, wow, that's interesting. People that won bronze medal feel better than a person that wins a silver medal. I said, wow, but silver has more value than bronze. Stay with me now. And I didn't know this, and I never thought about it like this. In King Solomon's temple, when he built it, he sent for this man that was way out, but he was expert in bronze. The outside of the temple of King Solomon's temple is made out of bronze. I didn't know that. That's interesting. The funny thing about bronze is it's easy to tarnish, but when you shine it up, oh, that bronze shine like no tomorrow. You can tarn it if you don't clean it, and it'd be dull. But when you put that polish on it, it's beautiful. It's a unique metal. I said, wow, never thought about it like that. This is, I'm watching this on YouTube, watching Dr. Brian talk about this. The reason I bring this point up was, it's about the message and not the person. I said, okay, you said that, Kelly. So we'll get to the point. I'm going to get to the point, but I first got to, give him a little something to drink. Still got, get a shot. Make sure you get the waves in there, because that last video was really good. The waves, I just want to let Let y'all see this hair. This salt and pepper. So when anybody's talking to you about a subject, whatever the subject is, it's important to understand the message that they're saying to you. There's no man, no woman perfect. As a matter of fact, when I was listening to Dr. Brian, someone that came to me and said, did you know that I think he was separated or he was divorced from his wife or something? And I was like, why is that important? Because this message that I'm listening very closely to, it's got my full attention. That's what I'm listening to him for the word. And this word he's bringing to me about the bronze, which I never looked at it in that point of view before. It's got my full attention, y'all. It's like, for me, it's about the teacher. And there's certain teachers, even when I was in school, could just grab my attention and hold it. See, when you know you're a good teacher, when you can grab most all the students are honest and you can keep their attention. You can move to the left, you can move to the right, you can slide back, you can lean forward a little bit, and you can keep their attention. No matter what you do, they focus on you. That lets you know that what you're saying is important, and the way you bring it to them and delivering it to the audience, you got their undivided attention, right? So why are they gonna come tell me about this man's personal life? I'm here trying to get interested in the word that he's bringing to them. Stay with me now. So I had a few people that contact me, and they said, Kelvis, we love what you talk about, we love your perspective, but are you living what you are on your podcast talking about? And I sat back and I said, I said, listen to the message that I'm speaking to you about, or my point of view or experience that I'm sharing with you. I'm not perfect. I'm still growing. When I come on my podcast to talk about, some of it's my personal experience. Some of it's experience that I have talked to people about that shared with me. I share with y'all, or I see something on a quote, or someone say something, and it just brings something that's going on in my life at that time. It brings a more deeply point to me, or a more defined aspect to what I'm going through in my life at that time, or perspective in my life. So I say that to say, if I'm saying something that you are feeling, because the feedback is good, people that's been giving me feedback, it's like, I love what you talk about, I love your personality, what you're saying is so true, but you want to know if I'm living what I'm talking about. Well, I'm living the best I can. I am not perfect. I am still growing. I got a lot more to go. I'll be the first to admit. And I always talk about me, my experience, me, Kelvis. I try not to put anybody else's experience necessarily in my podcast. I want to talk from my perspective, Kelvis' perspective, and my view on something. So if you enjoy what I'm talking about, why is it important whether I'm living it or not? I'm living, again, to the best of my ability. There's nobody perfect. Ain't nobody perfect with God himself. So, but it made me go back. When I told my sister what I was going to talk about, my subject today, it made me go back and think about, like I said a week ago, I was watching this YouTube channel, and Pastor Dr. Brian was talking about bronze. I never had nobody put bronze in that perspective. You have to go back and watch it for yourself. You can go it on YouTube and look at Dr. Brian's different sermons, because he's a dynamic preacher in my book. But it's amazing to me, a metal as bronze, and it's used in so many things. Did you know it's used, and maybe not in your mattress, but in past years, it was made to make your spring in your mattress. Bronze is used in so many different things. Your actual mattress spring. I know we got these new sleep matches, sleep memory matches, and all these high-tech matches, but I'm talking about, let's go back a few more years ago, maybe about 10 years ago or so. Bronze is what made your spring in your mattress. I didn't know that. And so when you think about the metal of bronze, in the military, I go to the singers, what our branches is, and the U.S. Army was made, a lot of it was made out of brass. And you could touch it, and you could put a fingerprint on it, and it would smudge. So you had to get that certain type of cloth, and look here, what you do, you go, you blow it, Come on now. Y'all in the military, no, I'm talking about you. On it. And then you get that claw and you get that fingerprint out, because when it's time for inspection, you have to be, that brass had to be shot. Or better yet, I'm gonna take y'all old school, because I came in the military in 1993. I remember in basic training, we had that brass or oil and those drain covers in the shower. We used to have to get that and shine. Them things they were brass though. And you get down there, you get that polish, and you just rub, just like if you busting your car with that turtle wax. Wow, that thing, when the drill started coming in, that thing, but he could see that thing coming in the door, that thing be so shiny. The drain in the shower was bright. You hear what I'm saying? But I'm gonna go back to that uniform though. With them crests on your collar, 1 inch center for the lapel. Come on now, somebody. Boy, y'all about to talk to me. Y'all, I'm about to preach up in here. But I'm saying it, to be funny and stuff. But brass is one of the most beautiful metals when it's shiny. It's also one of the easiest metals to taint. So when I look at it from a different perspective, it's easy to sit back and to tarnish someone's personal life. You got a lot of pastors out there, and I've seen it. They go through divorces, go through separations, fight their own battles with trying to date or find a companion, whether it's a man preacher or a female pastor. And people will take their personal life and they will taint it. You'll take a lot of people that have podcasts or in mainstream media out here, and people are focused on their personal life. And I got it. These are people that's out here preaching, you should be doing this and should be doing that. But if you really think about it, they're human. They're gonna make mistakes. Nobody's perfect. My mom always told me, and I'm paraphrasing, check around your own back door. My great grandma used to say, check around your own back door before you check around mine. And another phrase we used to say down in the country, you live in a glass house just like I do. So if you got some rocks, I got some rocks. We both live in a glass house. Glass will break if you throw a rock hard enough and get a crack. It's like your windshield, you drive behind a truck that got rocks in it, and one on fly hit your windshield, you get that little crack. Eventually, you don't call the what's some glass people come by and fix put the little thing on, put that stuff on there. I don't remember the name, but y'all know what I'm talking about. You don't get that crack repaired, that crack gonna spread. And before you know it's through your whole window. All it takes is one little rock with enough force to tap your windshield and that little crack. If you don't get it fixed, it's gonna spread. So I never thought about this until I started my podcast and people start asking me the question I talked about earlier. If someone is saying something that has value in your life, and I got it, people say, well, you're a hypocrite, you're preaching one thing, you're doing another. I respect that. I keep going back to the same point, they're human. But if they're giving you something that you can add to your life, if their message to you is something that has value or have meaning to your life, take that and apply it to your life. Necessarily run about a personal life if they necessarily are living up to what you expect them to live up to. Because I'm pretty sure that a lot of people think that you should be living up to a certain point that you're not living up to either. So I just want to come to y'all and just give you that message, man. I try to throw a little humor in here, man, but stop looking at people as if they're not human when they get a little, and I'm not even popular. I'm not even out there in the mainstream. I'm just coming. I'm claiming Kelly's gonna be worldwide. I done licensed this name. I done licensed my merchandise. When God is ready for me to be on Steve Harvey Morning Show and CNN and NBC and having a 5 million followers and all that, he's gonna bless me with that. That's coming. Because you gotta put in the work and the blessing's gonna come. But even with that, people are still people. It's just what it is. People are people. You know what I'm saying? And y'all people idolize people. because they got popularity, they got all these followers. And granted, you do have a responsibility to the people that you follow you to live to the best life you can and try to be a positive influence into the followers and people's lives, because people are watching you, people are taking what you say into contents and stuff like that. Don't get me wrong. But at the same time, again, take whatever message they're giving you, if it applies to your life and it's going to improve your life, if it's going to have an impact where it makes you look at another point of view. Because see, a lot of times we go through things every day until someone puts it in a different context to you, and somebody take it out of that box that you use. I'm going to use this box right here. I already got some dominoes. You go through stuff and you in this box. You got so many things in your life that's bogging you down. Personal, finance, relationship, all these things. All it takes is one person to give you a different spin on what you're going through in your life at that moment. And it's like, damn, I didn't even think about that. I made a connection with what I'm going through and the message the person gave me. Like I told y'all, I think a podcast or two ago, when I was going down the road, I heard Steve Harvey talk about failure. The word failure is an event that arises from the word eventually. I never thought about that. I had plenty of failures in my life. I got some right now. But when I heard him talk about that on the radio, it just hit me in a whole different way. It took my whole perspective of what I was going through at that moment. And like, man, I had to sit back and get me a drink. So think about that thing. So my message today is simply this. Bronze is one of the most beautiful metals in the world. But every now and then, bronze gets stains on it, get a fingerprint, it gets tarnished. But all you got to do is get you an old rag, a little polish, and clean it, and it's bright, shiny again. And it's magnificent. If you think about King Solomon's temple, and the outside as a palace, it was magnificent. It was just blemished all over the place. That's you. That's all of us. All of us in the sense of brass. But we get stains on us, we get fingerprints on us, we get a little dent in us from time to time. But those events that happen to us, eventually we get the polish and we wipe ourselves off and we reevaluate ourselves, we shine ourselves up, clean us up, shine us up real quick, like we back sparkling like brand new. So I'll leave you tonight. It's as simple as this. We all humans, we all make mistakes. Listen to the message and apply it to your life. It's that simple. With that said, God bless y'all. Thank you for attending and listening to the Kelvis podcast. As always, it's a blessing to have y'all. And I say good night to y'all. See ya.